We're going to go back to Seattle City Council. Thank you for the insight on those races. Again, we're going to try and move through these relatively quick. Lisa Herbold, in case you're just joining us, the incumbent, one of the three incumbents running for re-election, up 51.5 to 48.5. She had a bigger margin in the primary, so I think that the fact that they're only separated by 530 votes here, Phil Tavel's probably happy about that, but it's going to be days before we get a final answer. Tammy Morales up 12 points, 56 to 44. I think a lot of people who have observed that race believe that those numbers are falling in line with some of the predictions ahead of the ballots dropping tonight. If we go on to District 3, again, if there is one of these races that becomes the story over the next several days, it is this one. Kshama Sawant and Egan Orion. Kshama Sawant, the incumbent, looking for a third term. It's fair to say she is a polarizing person in Seattle government. She has had a lot of money dumped in towards her challenger, Egan Orion. There is an 8-point separation. Egan Orion said he was, quote, pretty sure this means a win for him. But what did Kshama Sawant have to say?
We have always had to fight hard. So we are going to have to continue to fight hard. We are going to have to make sure that every ballot of otherwise disenfranchised people gets to count. Are we ready to do that?
What are your thoughts? I have thoughts. What are your thoughts?
You know, I think she's not in a bad spot. I know that she's down by 8, but really it's 4 and change. So she's just to get over 50. She said something interesting about every vote being counted, because you can do, you can take ballots that may have had a signature that was out of whack and go and get it re-signed and brought back into count if you think it's from a precinct that will help you. And we could see that in this race in particular.
Yes, again, like I said, don't count her out. I have a feeling these races in Seattle will take a couple of days before we have real results.
I'll just say, historical reference, 4 years ago, she was at 56%. That race wasn't even close, but the election cycle before that, as you both know, with Richard Conlin, that was the race which brought Kshama Sawant into power. She was down for several days, but all the late ballots went her way, and she squeaked out a victory against a former Seattle City Council president. And there is a Democratic strategist, a progressive strategist, who is saying if you look at the primary numbers, there was a 7% swing from the day the ballots dropped to the final tally. That was a 4-point change for Kshama Sawant. So I think you will see, as we talked about off the top, there will be a spin from both sides here as we continue to move on.